you actually want to be one of the best in life, you got to pay that motherfucking price. You know what I mean? Because so many people are really actually failing to look at life clearly enough, failing to give themselves objective and unbiased self-reflection on their levels of adequacy, their levels of value, their levels of proficiency, their levels of sufficiency. I say all that to say because I look at so many and I understand that I can help anybody arrive at a particular result, which is the increase of anything, right? But I say all that to say is that I also recognize that most people are simply not willing to pay that price. Now, there are many people who will get online, who will try to cajole you and pull you into their influence and have you be a part and participate in whatever the fuck they got going on. But ultimately, there's a very low threshold for participation. There's a very low threshold for becoming a part of whatever that is, and that's a low quality and standard. Over here, we talk about being the best, we aspire to be the best, and we will actually focus solely on that. A superior fucking standard is always meant to be preserved and kept. Looking the best, feeling the best, operating the best, and ultimately cultivating an individual at such a level of professionalism, expertise, and competence that you go into the world and you can then contribute the best. A lot of people are getting on this internet shit these days and they just want to be fucking talking heads. And it seems to me that people are bypassing the fact that we can see who the fuck you are, motherfucker. We can see who the fuck you're not. You know what I mean? It's so many individuals who fail to comprehend. And I have enough money and I've had enough money to the point where I got motherfuckers pulling up on me who try to lean on that energy of like, yeah, like, so what do you do? And like, It's like, yo, bro, I don't really give a fuck about your money. I'm looking the fuck at you. I'm looking dead at you. Are you forgetting that we see you? Right? So it all goes back to intrinsic values and the price. Motherfuckers ain't gonna pay that price. So a lot of people, one, we don't have to worry about them. Speaking to the people who are the sincere seekers who are actually gonna step up in life, you don't have to ever worry about these motherfuckers because they're actually not going to pay the price. They may get a little bit of motivation. They may hear what we're saying. They may get riled up and be like, oh, I need to get into competition, and try to compete with us. But because we're moving on a natural intrinsic value system, we're moving not on motivation, but we're moving from true intrinsic principles from within. Natural intrinsic motivation, go read The Advancing Individual. It's eternal because it's internal. It's coming from inside. It's not something from outside of us moving us to be better. We have a natural, unlimited, and eternal internal drive to greatness. And the price doesn't fucking matter, right? So it's across all areas of existence as well, because this is what I see. People are failing to recognize their levels of mediocrity across the board. It's not simply about being sober. It's not simply about being fit. It's not simply about thinking that you know some shit. It's fully encompassing and fully embodying and fully personifying all degrees of an increase of existential quality. That cannot be stressed enough. That cannot be further explained. You either get it or you don't fucking get it. But there's a matter of aspect and there's a matter of standard. And it's a matter of covering the gamut of human possibility. The best. Becoming the best. So many of these individuals simply suffice themselves to work out all day. Need to go make some money, homie, to live life. To pay for life, to finance life. What is that money to do with? To shit and giggle? To fucking fuck off? Maybe if you fucking feel like fucking it off, go fuck it off. But the highest level of people are consistently earning money by doing what? By helping other people produce results. How? By contributing to them. So what results can you produce for people? And what can you contribute to people? At what level, what quality, what standard, and what degree? And then those people who actually value having those results over not having those results, right? Like I'm talking to so many people right now that have been watching me over time. And this is time for you to question yourself. Do you value not having the result more than you value having the result? Or do you value having the result of better across all boards of life, sober, fit, enlightened, rich, increasing in social, everything, increase, better, capability. I don't know why the fuck this shit is like, has to be said so fucking much. Or do you prefer and value not having the result, being worse, having less capacity, less capability, less respect, less self-acceptance, less everything? Feel me? But the people, everybody's paying for results. People who go to the bar are paying for the result of getting drunk like a bitch. People who go to the bars at the same time are paying their time and energy and leaking all their energy in seeking validation and carnal gratification. They're paying the price. They're paying their life, their time, their energy by being there. And then they're paying their money, which they spent time and energy in earning, to get these results. So everybody's paying for results. It's about what type of results do you actually live with and seek, right? So at the end of the day, they're not going to pay the ultimate price for the ultimate highest quality of life and the highest standard because they're fucking lazy and they're attached to their incompetence. It's fine. That's perfectly fine. But I just need to make this distinction amongst the people because ultimately, this ain't that. If you think safe space means delusional, friendly, and no accountability, this ain't that. This is not what we call a safe space. A safe space is a space where we have the ability to hold people accountable, to preserve the values and to preserve integrity so that the quality of standard of experience that we have is safe. No individual is above the program. You get what I'm saying? So whatever you are, your world is yours. We don't got to worry about shit because most people will not pay that price. And when you are an individual who is extremely clear on that, you get to that recognition of one, most people are not even to be considered in your mind. Don't even waste time or energy thinking about them because they're so committed to their mediocrity or so walking in their somnambulant state that they can't even wake up out of the delusions that they create for themselves and the contortions and distortions of reality, of not recognizing what the fuck they're not. They're so quick to deceive themselves into feeling better about what they're not. And the realest people, the most actual people, are like, you know what? I'm fully willing to embrace the pain of recognizing the actuality of my inferior state of existence. And I need to do everything in my power to rectify this and correct this. How do I do so? Obviously, I don't know shit because if I knew better, I'd be better. So obviously, I need to learn something. And obviously, I need to get good at applying what I learned. So many people are just so quick to pay for results. They pay for the drink. They pay for the weed. They pay for the pills so that they can get an instant gratification. But it's also sustained and delayed strengthening. They're not getting stronger. And it's not even delayed strengthening. It's actually increased weakening. You get weaker over time. So it's delayed evolution, stunted evolution, arrested development, coupled with increased weakness, increased incapability, or a decrease in capability. Flip the words how you want to flip it. The precept and the principles are the same. So whatever you are, your world is yours. It goes down into the fundamental fact of you having enough clarity in your mind to know exactly what you're never going to settle for and settling only for aiming for the actual fucking best. Give a fuck about nothing that's happening around you. People are very nestled in their comfort zones, and this is why their spots will get taken. They're very comfortable to look at you and feel comfortable about themselves when they can rely on external validation, whether that's politics, whether that's things, people, places, and things. And they all know that the intrinsic values are what they evade. But when you have both mastery of intrinsic values and have the intrinsic values, and you not only are that shit, you hop out with that shit as that shit, it's going to be a whole different game. And you're going to see faces change because I've seen faces change on my own. Whatever you are, your world is yours. So like I said, man, this shit ain't for everybody. And we understand that. And we don't want it to be for everybody because if it was for everybody, the best would be everywhere. And it's not. Why? Because people ultimately are not willing to pay that fucking price. Say what they will, act how they will, emote how they will. They're not going to pay that price. So watch as they watch, on look, as motherfuckers supersede and exceed everything that they are, everything that they wanted to be, and everything that they wish to be. You have to make that decision for yourself. You have to make that decision for yourself. Are you willing to live without the results? Do you find living without the result more valuable? Or is the result more valuable? And the result that we're talking about is an existential increase, a quality degree of life experience. That's just what it is. Some of us just can't sit around eating, shitting, and drinking, bro. Some of us can't just sit around just being broke and working out in the park, bro. Some of us need to fully experience life. If you cool with being less, by all means, be less. Say less, be less. But for those people who actually need the guidance, who have been born into some crucible of socioeconomic arrangement and ethnic arrangement, who have failed to arrive at the true identity of their soul, and then to free their minds to move in any direction. Because a lot of you are held up by people's beliefs and who you think you are and how you think you should behave based on what you appear to be. Whole different level. Your mind isn't free. Your identity isn't free. You're limited in belief systems. So we need to break all of that shit and get you into the space of where it actually requires courage to exist. And never forget, they'll always displace their anxiety in these little cackles, sneers and gestures. But it's always a matter of what? Something inside of them needs to go somewhere. And keep that clarity. Keep that fucking clarity. Because ultimately, they'll resent what they failed to represent. And they'll always hate on what they gave up on. Some people will be inspired, most people will be insecure. Never lose fucking clarity, aim for the best, and pay that fucking price. What is the price? Effort. Intelligent effort. Everything in this universe has a fair and square price. The gates are open to all. Admission is based on what you're willing to pay. Denied access is denied on you willing to pay the admission fee. And the admission fee is not money, because I will always ask y'all, if the price was money, then what's the price of money? It goes back into value. Sacrifice and invested time, sacrifice and invested energy, offered contribution, and the creation of value on behalf of others. Value creation instead of value consumption. So if the price was money, then what's the price of money? So what's the ultimate price? Being of value, creating value, intrinsic value. Ask yourself, do you find living without the better result more valuable than living with the better result? Or do you find living better with the better result more valuable than living without the better result? Everybody pays for results. It's just, what results are you actually paying for? And are you even cognizant that you're paying with your life? Consider the vibrations raised.